Allerdings gibt es diese Alpen nur einmal auf der Welt. Und wenn man jetzt also mal den Blick auf die Erdkugel wendet und wir stellen uns vor, wir schauen jetzt nicht nur aus dem Vorgarten der Alpen, also von Deutschland aus, auf das Hochgebirge, dann stellen wir fest, dass 80% des weltweiten Alpintourismus in den europäischen Alpen stattfindet. Und viele oder die meisten oder eigentlich alle Hochgebirge dieser Welt sind mit Ausnahme der Alpen noch nicht erschlossen oder nicht mal im Ansatz so erschlossen, wie das jetzt in den europäischen Alpen der Fall wäre. Dementsprechend sind also die europäischen Anrainerstaaten rund um die Alpen natürlich mit dem Streckenflug verwandt, aber in vielen Ländern oder beziehungsweise im bevölkerungsreichsten Kontinent der Erde, also in Asien beispielsweise, dort gibt es kein erschlossenes Hochgebirge und dort wird aber auch sehr viel Gleitschirm geflogen. Dort ist das Accuracy-Landing wesentlich populärer als beispielsweise das Streckenfliegen. Und dort, wo zum Beispiel auch einer der erfolgreichen Streckenflugherstellerschmieden stammt, nämlich aus Südkorea, der Jin Seok-song, dort in Südkorea beispielsweise ist das Accuracy-Fliegen wesentlich populärer als das Streckenfliegen beispielsweise, obwohl er die populärsten oder also mit Ozon, die erfolgreichsten Streckenflugschirme baut, ist aber trotzdem in seinem Land Accuracy populärer. Gut, wir haben hier ein Weltcup-Finale gehabt und wir haben damals die Szene kennengelernt, das war absolut beeindruckend. Ich fliege jetzt auch mein ganzes Leben, kann man schon so sagen, und jetzt kommen da die Piloten zu uns und fliegen immer auf diese Scheibe, die so groß ist wie ein Blatt Papier. Und dabei haben wir also einige Piloten, die fliegen da immer drauf. Also welche fliegen gut, ab und zu drauf, ab und zu mal daneben. Aber dann gibt es also dann die Weltspitze, das sind ungefähr so 20 Piloten, die fliegen sehr, sehr gut und einer fliegt überragend, der ist also seit Jahren Nummer 1 in der Weltrangliste, hat ganz viele Wettbewerbe gewonnen. Ja, ist, ich glaube, 4-mal hintereinander Gesamtweltcupsieger geworden und jetzt ist er heute hier und hat einen Vortrag mitgebracht. Wir fliegen zusammen in einem Team. Es macht mir sehr, sehr große Freude, diese Interpretation des Gleitschirmfliegens so erlebt haben zu dürfen und jetzt vor allen Dingen es zu erleben und sogar mit den Jungs jetzt an der Stelle auch fliegen zu dürfen. Das ist natürlich eine ganz tolle Sache und ich bin da ganz dankbar dafür, also das ist was ganz Persönliches. Matjaž Sluga, schön, dass du hier bist. Herzlich willkommen, welcome Matjaž. Ja, wir haben, 2 Sätze brauche ich noch, jetzt im Herbst noch 3 Wettbewerbe geflogen und wir sind zusammen in der Teamwertung. Da haben wir auf den 2 Weltcups in Slowenien und in der Türkei den 2. Platz im Team gemacht. In Kroatien haben wir auch gewonnen, das war ein Europacup und da sind wir auch zusammen ganz oben am Teamtreppchen gewesen. Das kommt nicht alle Tage vor, so etwas. Die Skills sind unfassbar hoch von den Piloten. Ich habe da absoluten Respekt. Also es gibt den Kriegel Maurer, den kennen wir. Der war auch schon 2-mal hier aus der Schweiz. Und ich glaube letztes Jahr oder vorletztes Jahr während der Corona-Zeit hat er auch einen Vortrag online geboten. Und jetzt haben wir den Piloten, der ebenfalls als der beste Pilot der Welt gilt. Zum Beispiel am Weltcup-Finale in der Türkei ist eine Delegation von Saudi-Arabien gekommen und sie haben gesagt, sie sind hier am Weltcup-Finale, weil sie wollen die besten Piloten der Welt kennenlernen und einladen für sich und wollen von den besten Piloten trainiert werden in ihrem Land. Und das ist jetzt nicht das Streckefliegen in Saudi-Arabien, sondern da ist es auch das Accuracy-Landing. Also schön, dass wir davon etwas erfahren. Wir werden das ein bisschen gemeinsam gestalten. Der Matjaž hat viele kleine Videosequenzen mitgebracht und da schauen wir uns einfach etwas an, was irrsinnig viel Spaß macht. Und uns fasziniert das also, dass so etwa wie das Skispringen und wir sind also an der Stelle aber auch die Athleten und springen da mit. So ungefähr fühlt sich das an. Es sind kurze Sequenzen. Du hast einen Puls von 150. Du musst alles, was du kannst, in dem Moment auf die Platte bringen. Und das ist also was ganz Besonderes. Ja, Matjaž.
Thank you very much. I don't understand you so much, but because we are talking about the same sport, it's my pleasure to be here. So I'm flying till 16 years old, so it's a long time. I started with the glider, which is definitely not possible to start it in Wasserkuppe. Definitely no, you cannot reach the landing place. But in all these years, you know, our sports getting better and better, the gliders are better and better, and our results are the same. So when I started with XC competitions. So it is about now 25 years ago. I made a world record, and it was seems to be totally impossible to make it with the glider flying 120 kilometers. It was totally impossible because this glider was flying like now flying ENA glider. So this is the glider for teaching, and yeah. So the basic discipline in our sport was paragliding accuracy, and the beginning of my career I started with the accuracy, and at the beginning it seems to be that you must just training accuracy. It means that you just touch the target, but accuracy is discipline where you need to fly. Everything is beginning at the flying, and now when I'm training for a competition, I make a lot of free flying. So maybe 50% is free flying, and 50% is touch the target in the ground. It will be easier for me if you have some question. I don't know how you know our discipline, paragliding accuracy. If you want to know something what you didn't know, just ask me. It will be easier for me. Now I prepare a few video. For example, here is the video in a training day in Vlora, when we train on a pad, that you will understand 0 centimeter in an electronic pad is diameter of 2 centimeter. So the best pilots now in the world, his skills is in the biggest competition. If we made perhaps 8 rounds, the winner must have less than 10 centimeters when you collect all the results. So you mustn't miss more than 1 centimeters per round. So now it's this very professional. So we must training every day and flying in different conditions. So competition almost started at the 8 a.m. and it's happening all day till the sunset, because there is a lot of competitors, and if we want to make 8 till 12 rounds, we need a lot of time. So our next goal now is that we could make final 4 rounds for the best competitor, that it will be much more interesting for the media, and we want to improve the skills and in a short time make a lot of flights. So every flight on the target must happen in 1 minute. I don't think that I have luck. They understand me? You understand what I'm talking? Thank you very much. At last 10 years, I'm 10 years in the row now in the top of the world. So maybe in these 10 years, only 1 and a half years, I wasn't on the first place. So now that last sorry, this was one round in Albania Open. This is Vlora, and yeah. What is the most important in accuracy landing is how you make final approach. So the last 15 meters you must be on the correct altitude, because then it's so easy. So if you have any question when you see the video, just ask me. It will be my pleasure if I could make. Okay, in the sea. Now we see the video. It's difficult to land when the wind is going to the sea. Now it was a little bit from the side. It was not so. You see the flags. You know, it was a little bit from the side, but I don't want to approach by the sea, because it is a big hole, about 30 to 40 meters. how do you see this big hole? You cannot see, but this is experience. You know, when you're training every day, you know the condition. And when you start, when you prepare for the landing, on the takeoff, every time, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Every time, yeah, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Before I start it, every time I make a plan, you know, I know what is my results before, what is the weather condition in this hour, because it's different if you start at 8 in the morning, on the middle of the night, or maybe when it's the sunset. It's totally different. So I make a plan, and when I coming to the landing place, I'm going over to the target and look whole obstacle around and see how the weather is. Not only by the windsocks or straps, I always look to the grass, to the trees, to the smoke from the house, and this is so important, you know. And then about 2 minutes before I landing, I make a plan sure, and I didn't go away from this plan, never. So it is important in free flying too, because when you're coming to the landing place, and when you see the condition on the landing place, it is safe for you if you make a plan how you will land. And then it's much easier and much safe for you if you make in this direction. Here I have some videos which I'm not so satisfied with my landing, but when you're training, you know, every time you say in Germany, school circle, yeah. Maybe sometimes is this school circle not perfect, you know, but we have many techniques how to lose the high, or how to stay on the same level if there are so much thermal. And because of that, you see, if there is some obstacle, you see these palms here, I will go, okay, this is not so close now, but okay, maybe it is close, but you might, yeah, but you must be so confident that it will be happening nothing, you know. Every time when I'm land, I'm 100% that I will touch not target, but I will touch the zero. Will you see now? It's a bad approach. Maybe it was a mistake. I didn't see now, but every competition flights is completed with the 2 parts. So first goal is to touch the electronic pad. This pad is diameter of 15 centimeters. So the second part is how to touch the zero. And it's so easy if you're standing on the chair and trying from a chair to touch the zero. It's not so difficult. So your duty is that you fly with your glider like you're stuck from the chair. And now this is so difficult because it's so easy if we have laminar wind, nice condition, it's not so hard to do. But if we have thermal conditions, strong wind, different from different sides, it is really difficult. And what I say in paragliding accuracy, when we compete, the only limit in the landing place, the only limit is wind speed. So every time when it's over than 7 meters per second, that in that case you can get a refly. In the other case, there is no refly. So it means that maybe in some bad landing place, that if we have big obstacle, for example, trees, houses, or something else, then we have 6 meters per second. So it is possible in every weather condition, it is possible to touch the target. It is possible to touch the zero too. This is one of the beautiful places in the world when we can compete and make a really good result. In this place, we make a world record with a 4-0 in the row. Every world record you can make only on a competition. It's not like a cross country. It's different. You can make it only on the competition. this was this year in Alanya. I have a little problem in the last 5 competitions this year, and I lost the first place in overall in the world ranking. And it was a test flying from Andreas. Oh, ja.
Da müssen wir noch mal schauen.
It's so important which glider you use and which technique you are using. So in accuracy, we can use 3 or 5 different techniques. So if we have 5 techniques, every of these can split on a 10 pieces. And only these 10 pieces can split again to the 10 pieces. So when you are in the final approach, you have in your brain, in your head, I don't know, 100 possibility how you will touch the target. If you want to learn this, you must training a lot, and it's important too for us that we flying different gliders every time, you know, not in a competition, but in a training. It is so important.
Habt ihr Fragen? Das wäre doch interessant. Ja.
Yeah, you said when the wind is stronger than 7 meters, you have the chance to repeat the flight.
Yes.
That
Yeah.
means you prefer low wind for landing.
No, but it is the limit, because if the wind speed is over 7 meters per second, it is dangerous for flying.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
the reason.
yeah, that's the reason
But
why
what-
you can get a relaunch.
And you personally, what do you prefer?
I prefer, because then when you are at the beginning, we're thinking that where is the small wind or no wind, it is so easy. Yes, but it's so easy to touch the target, but it's not easy to touch the zero. So I prefer that it must be 1.5 meter till 5 meters per second. So maybe here in Wasserkuppe, it's 4 or 5 meters per second on the landing place, no matter if there is a steep, no problem. It's easier if there is no wind, then it's harder to land.
Okay.
Yeah.
Das ist eigentlich eine stehende Landung gewünscht oder nur to touch the zero? Do you want to touch the zero, or do you want also to stay on the point of the target?
The rules for landing.
The rules for landing. Okay. We compete in World Cup, we compete in 6 rounds. In European Cup, now we compete in 8 rounds. So after 5 rounds, 1 round's deleted. You know, but the worst one. Yes. And what is the most important in accuracy landing? That you mustn't fall on the landing place. If you fall on the landing place or you touch with the harness the grass, you can get full score. The full score is, it depends of local regulation. Sometimes it's 200 centimeters and sometimes it's 500 centimeters. But I think in the next year it will be 200 centimeters, it will be the full score. Is you? Yeah. Yeah. What was okay? It is now. Maybe it was now teaching how to make a good accuracy landing, but the speed are increasing in the last meter because the glider lost the energy, and it will be nice. Sometimes when we're landing, we release the brakes. It is so okay. It is not difficult to explain, but when you lose the energy and you want to move 1 meter farther, you must release your brakes. Now you see, when he released the brakes, the glider is getting the speed, and it was he was too fast to make a good result. We didn't have a electronic pad, but Andreas is so experienced, and he see where he touched the target, because we have now one good producer for electronic pads from Slovenia, and when you're landing, you don't have a display. Your display is in your phone, and you exactly know where you stop. It's not a problem. And in a competition, when I land, I don't need to look at the semaphore, because I know what is the result.
Also er hat ein schlechtes Beispiel gebraucht. Und ja, muss sich jetzt sehr erhalten, sozusagen. Also habe ich einen Flugfehler gemacht. Ne? Also schon, man kann da schon auf der Scheibe landen, so. Ja. Okay. Also es ist schon möglich, auf der Scheibe zu landen, aber zum Schluss ist es nicht wirklich genau. Also man macht dann einfach einen Fehler, 3, 4, 5 Zentimeter, weil es am Ende nicht exakt war. Es war am Ende zu schnell. Und wenn man seine Landungen anschaut, er ist am Ende immer abgestoppt und kann ganz sanft auf dem Punkt landen. Und wenn wir haben viel Erfahrung, oder ich habe viel Erfahrung, und trotzdem schaffe ich es nicht immer genauso punktgenau zu landen, beziehungsweise ruhig auf dem Punkt dann niederzuschweben. Das geht oft, aber nicht immer. Und jetzt, glaube ich, sehen wir es bestimmt nochmal, wie es richtig geht. This one?
Yeah, I don't know. We will see.
Okay, we will see.
Andreas?
Ja.
Hilft euch das Vario dabei?
Aha.
Ja.
Why I use the Vario? Why I use the Vario? Yes, it is an old Vario, really old Vario. But the Vario helps me. Okay, I can feel if I'm going up or down. It's not a problem. But now with the sound can help me what happened before the target, and it is much easier for me. Yes. When I compete, we have some nice competition in Slovenia. We have some cup in Slovenia named Hike and Fly. So we are running to the hill and then make accuracy landing. And in that case, I never use a Vario. But I don't have a problem with the accuracy landing. But on the competition, I every time use Vario.
Is this stick like on the parachuting accuracy?
Yes, this is the same like in the parachuting, but in the parachuting they use it in the back, yes, but for us it's not possible because the parachuting falling on his ass, you know, in the back, and he see his back of the feet. We are standing, so we are using in the front of the shoes. Yes, this is so important too. It was about, I don't know, maybe 5-7 years ago, only a couple of us used this point, and I was trying to explain all the competitors that it is better to use it this, because there is no sometimes when you don't use this nipple, yeah, you need luck to touch the zero, you know. Okay, now if you use this nipple, it's exactly where you landed. The electronic device will measuring where you're landing. So now, if you look not the top competitors, but if there is 80 competitors, every 80 competitors use this nipple in the shoes. Yes.
Also nicht alle brauchen immer den Nippel, weil also diesen Punkt für viele fliegen zu ungenau, da ist das egal. Aber es sind etwa 20 Piloten, bei denen ist es nicht egal, die brauchen das. Ja. Und am Ende eines Wettbewerbs ist also der Matjaž fast immer dann doch vorne, erster oder zweiter oder dritter, selten, dass er das Podium nicht erreicht. Fast immer auf dem Podium. Ja, Frage noch. Ja.
The nipple has to be below your shoe, so it isn't allowed to have a stick and the nipple in front of your shoe.
It's different from the pilots. It's only omejitev, kako se reče, v pravilih. In the rule, you know, it's in the rule how big can be. So it is in radius 1.5 centimeter, but it doesn't matter where he's staying. the most pilots use it in front, but a lot of pilots use it on the side and maybe a little bit behind. A little bit behind because of the speed, you know. Every time when you think that you touch the target, you are 2 or 3 centimeters too long. So if you use it, this nipple 3 centimeter back, then it's 0. But it is so hard to learn. I never tried this. Yes, never.
In the videos, it looks as if you're not using the accelerator at all. Are you not allowed to do it, or do you prefer to not use it?
I don't use what? Yes, sorry. At the beginning, it was, if you touch with the accelerator, the ground, it was a fall. But accelerator, it is for your safety. Now, this is, okay, now about 10 years, it is not a fall anymore because it is for safe. And I never train with the accelerator on the training day. If I say, okay, I training with this if I make a mistake. But then when I was on the 1 or 2 competition too low and need to use this accelerator, I saw that I need to use it on the training too, because then it's so important how you release this accelerator. And thank you for this question. It was now I remember one. I think it was okay. I have a lot of successful landings and a lot of good position, big competition. But one of these was especially for using this accelerator. It was on the World Championship in Serbia, and if I don't have this, if I don't use it, I cannot win the medal. And this is so important. I have the accelerator that I don't need to go with the hand to put it on my feet, but I can easily go to them only with my leg. Yes.
Do you use it on the last few meters, or?
I never use it on the last few meters. I use this accelerator only if I saw that I make a mistake, that I cannot see how strong is the wind. Always is the problem when you're in a school circle, in a final school circle, and when you make the last turn, then you see that the wind is not, I don't know, 2 meters per second, but it is 2.5 or 3 meters per second. And then you see that you will miss the target 1 or 2 meters. So it's so easy with accelerator to come in closer, but you must be really, really gentle, because what is the most important in the accuracy? The last 10 meters or 15 meters, the paraglider must be on the quiet position with no swinging. And if you release this accelerator so quick, the glider is going up. And then you have another problem. Before you were low, and then you are too high. No. So if you're training with that, it's so easy. And it was another lesson for the pilot. I saw that some pilot didn't use it accelerator. I give him the advice. It is the part of paraglider, and you must use it. You know, it is for your safe. Can we see now a few video from it was recording from the landing place?
Okay, which one?
This is our video, it's not our video. You cannot stop it, huh?
Which one?
Okay, this is one training. It was competition in Girocastra in Albania, and you will see now when I teach some students how to land. I never teach them. Excuse me. okay, it was a nice try. I was thinking that this was some other videos, because when you're when you're coming in a final approach, and when you're looking to the target, I never goes to the right or the left side anymore. So I always repairing my altitude with the brake handle, you know. And now, okay, this is for example, this is a really nice try, and yeah, there was no mistake. This is nice try.
Den Fuß zum letzten Moment noch aussuchen oder muss er den linken nehmen? Oder den kann er auch den rechten nehmen?
Ja, er kann wählen. Er ist genau. Im letzten Moment, manchmal schiebt er der Wind ein bisschen weg, das kann schon sein. Dann toucht man mit dem anderen. Aber das kommt eigentlich selten vor. Ne? Also wenn man so anfliegt und so, dann hat man schon im Kopf, okay, man fliegt genauso an, dass du jetzt das rechte Bein benutzt.
Macht die Sache einfacher, ne?
If I understand you, I always training with the both leg. Yeah. Because in the end, in the last 1 meter, 1 or 2 meters, when the glider is going a little bit on the side, so I prefer my left leg. So if the glider going on the left side, I never change the leg, like you know. Then I use it the right leg.
How is possible that you meant every time on this ja. Also hier agiert er mit der Bremse, er macht einen geradlinigen Unterflug, moduliert die Höhe, stoppt den Schirm ab und ist dann zum Schluss ganz langsam. Ja, at the end, very slow and very.
Yes, you can see, now I understand you. Now in this try, it is so nice technique if you use a little flare. That means that the glider is getting the speed and getting the energy, and the end, they stop it, you know. But you must know where you need to do this little flare. There is one guy from Macedonia who always use the flare, but this is not flare like this, but this is the big flare. Okay, this is the. You can just. This was this year, and I make just one big mistake. One you will see now in the video, and because of that I lost the medal. After this was the mistake. Yes, I coming too high, and I cannot stand in the good direction, and then I missed about half of the meter. Now it means if you miss half of the meter in a big competition, it's over. Then you can touch every target, but you will not win the medal.
So it's your work, so you are professional 100%, or you have a normal job and it's your hobby. So if you're doing paragliding, accuracy, flying, professional 100%, or
yes. Sometimes I said that I have luck because now I'm a professional at last 5 years, but it is my work from last 15 years. I was on the list for the employment in the Slovenian Armed Forces, and last 5 years I'm flying like a soldier in Slovenian Armed Forces. In this unit, sport unit, is 70 athletes, and 10% of this 70 athletes is an Olympic sports. And our discipline is an Olympic sports, and we have chance to promote the sport and the discipline. And maybe in a few years, maybe in 10, maybe in 20 years, when I'm retired, maybe I'm retired in 5 years, definitely, because now it's still a good years. I'm 48 years old, but I see that the young pilots are much quicker than me and thinking faster than me, but I have probably luck that they are not so experienced like me, you know. And now is the time that some young people coming and beat me to be the better than I. And yes, I'm trying this last 5 years, training really strong, because now it's my job, and I can promote our discipline and our sports, paragliding, and we could find some combination in the paragliding, because paragliding is not only cross country, acrobatics, accuracy, paramotor, we have everything. So maybe sometimes we will find some solution when we can promote for Olympic discipline. And if we try so hard and if we train a lot, because it's so important that we have a good results. If someone asks you, okay, you are in accuracy landing, what is your results? And you say, okay, I fly 10 times and I have half of a meter. Say, okay, it's not so good, you know. But if you say that your possibility is that you can touch 5 times in a row 0 or 10 times in a row, then it means that it is serious, you know. So this is our job now, I think. And I hope that there will be many competitors, because not the governments from my country, but I looking at the other country, especially in Asia country, Thailand, Indonesia, are really supporting but their governments. And if you're looking to Czech Republic, Serbian, and now it is so interesting, but it is in Kosovo. In Kosovo is now paragliding accuracy like skiing in our country, I don't know, 20 years ago. It is definitely incredible. So maybe we have chance, all of us, that we will see sometimes paragliding in the Olympic Games. Yes.
There's one more question.
One question.
Oh.
And you're a world record holder, so what do you do for that?
Yes, I'm 3 times world record holder. There exist 2 records. So every record you must make on a competition, in a 5-2 or 5-1 category competition. One record is how many zeros you make in a row, and one record is how many results less than 5 centimeters you make in a row. So last year I make a record with papillon glider, with the raccoon, and it was 23 rounds less than 5 centimeter. At the beginning it seems to be a little difficult and impossible for the paragliding, but this is what I explained before. If you are in this shape, it could be, sometimes we could say, okay, this is a really serious sport, you know, and yes, we could promote paragliding in a good way in the whole world. It's no problem.
You have to use standard gliders, or you...
Yeah. It must be standard glider, not prototypes. Yes. If you have some other question, no problem.
Are there any rules regarding installing your glider?
Yes, you can get a warning if it is dangerous flying, and sometimes I was so sad. But now, the last years, I didn't see any accident more. But before, it was so dangerous with some inexperienced pilot coming on this competition. And when he looked the experienced pilot, he saw that every time he touched the target, you know. And maybe the experienced pilot know how to stall the glider. And it is stable stall. It is stall in full control. It is no problem. I can use it this easily, you know. But you can see without a problem if there is no control in the stall and this is dangerous fly, and this is not only a stall, this can end with a negative then, and with a big accident. And in that case, you get a full score, definitely.
For example, how many flights, training flights you have done this year?
This year I make 600 flights. Yes, yes. But this is different, you know. This is not 600 flights. I say, okay, 100 degrees altitude and then just landing. But I prefer free flying and hike and fly and accuracy flying. You know, and I use it 3 different gliders. But when I prepare for the competition, I need only with the glider for the competition. I need 5 to 10 tries with this glider, and then I'm prepared. It's not so difficult now because I'm so experienced and it's not so difficult. But it's so important that you train with the glider, which is not so good for accuracy. It's so important because your skills are then better and better.
Do you use different sizes of gliders for different wind speeds, or you only?
Not size, different gliders. Not just size. Yes, different gliders. But you know, it's important. With some gliders, it's very important. What is your start weight? You know, when I testing the glider, I always measuring my weight, start weight, and because it depends. If your start weight is, I don't know, 95 kilos or 97 or 99, it's a big difference. You know, if you're flying just for fun, it's not different. It's safe because, you know, you take some glider and the start weight is from 90 to 150. So it's the big difference. So every time it's the safe. But when you're in accuracy, it is so important, yes, that you find the right weight to be confidence, and that you can make the best control with your glider.
You then on the start, so
If you
add some water,
So,
or adjust your weight. Say, okay, typically I fly with 97.
Yes.
Today I'm 95, so I add 2 liters of water.
Yeah. I make it this. Yes, definitely. Yes, I saw this because in the end, you know, the last competition was like that. You know, it was, you need 1 centimeter per round if you want to win. So it is so important. Yeah, maybe it's hearing sounds so strange, but it is the reality now. Yeah.
This was in Croatia.
Yeah. Good try or bad try? In Croatia, I make a big mistake. Maybe it is. Maybe it will be a try when I don't, you know, look my hand now. See? I don't want to go now on the side, and I don't teach like this way. This is not good way. This is bad landing, you see? I just pump the glider to lose the altitude, and this is not good. But it's all the time is under control. Probably now I will touch the target, yes. Why I use this technique in this area? Because it is not flat area, it is small place on the top of the hill. Andreas was here, you know, and it is really, really difficult. This is top of the hill, and this is so deep, and the other side is so deep, and the other side, and this is so. It is like landing on a ship, you know, and it is so difficult. Yes, and if I made a turn here, I could be 10 meters too short. Because of that, I didn't want to turn, but just make a little pump to lose my altitude.
So in the end, you prefer really big landing fields, flat landing fields, and do you like more road starting, or do you prefer hill starting?
I enjoy where the conditions are so difficult. So I never like to fly on the beach, you know, in the sea, because the results are so small. You can imagine in the last year in Vlora, this year I make 5 centimeter in 8 rounds. It was bad result, but the last year I make 2 centimeter in 8 rounds. You know, so when I'm coming, I always feel that I cannot make it, you know. But then when I start to compete, I see that it is possible, you know, it's no problem. But I always enjoy when it's the hard condition, and we're starting in the row, and especially in the last round when it's reversible round. Every time the position changes in the last round. So for me, it's better if there is hard condition, and yeah, then you can show your skills. You can show what you're learning. All this in this training procedure.
Road starting, hill starting, what do you prefer?
Yeah. This year in Germany, it was the best hill starting, because I know some start marshal from this year. It was perfect, you know, but it was so nice example now in Girocastra in Albania. 2 weeks ago, I was in the competition, and we use the same winches which you using in Romania in European Cup. The same winches and the same operator. But you know, in Romania, it doesn't work. No way. We make only 100 flights per day. It was incredible, you know. We stay 6 or 7 hours on the airfield and make 100 flights. Now, because of start marshal, was an experienced man from Albania, we make 14 flights, 40 in 1 hour. In 1 hour. So it is for our sport, it's really good if you use the winches. It's really good, and my best experience was in Lithuania with stative, with stable winches, and we cannot land as quick as they winch us. Understand? Yes, it was incredible, and all the time when we going 150 meters up to the landing place, and it is so fair for all competitors. They have enough time to prepare. They have probably in 150 they have 3 minutes to prepare final approach and then land. Yes, and this is very good for promotion too, because everything has happened on the same place, and it's really nice. It's better for me.
Is there an influence of the harness for the accuracy?
Yeah, I think some company will start to make now this special harness for the accuracy, but that 2 years ago, I still flying when the Gradient was producing. I flying the Gradient, and then I need to use Sapper harness, and I was not satisfied with this harness because it was so totally school harness. You cannot make a turn with the harness, and I don't like it, you know, because paragliding is you flying with the brake handle, with the harness, and with your speed, you know, and I prefer to use it everything, you know. Then you have much more possibility to make a good result. But now I learned how to fly with this harness, and now I will say it's okay. It is okay, no problem.
Okay, what makes a good harness for this event? Is there something?
To be what makes a good harness? To be so stable harness, you know. When you're moving in the harness, that the glider is still stable, you know. But if you're experienced, maybe sometimes when you lose the pressure in your glider, you mustn't use your brake handle. If you, for example, if you go because of the wind, you're going for 1 or 2 meters on the side, and then you don't need. If you use the brake handle, you will fall down. You will just land 2 meters before the target. If you use the harness, it is okay. You can turn with the harness, release your brakes, waiting, coming closer, and then start landing. Yes, because of that, I prefer the not school harness for the landing. Yeah.
Here we make some practice flights at home. This is west side from Massachusetts. This was Lenny and this is Matjaž. Okay, sind noch Fragen?
Your season is from which month to which month?
Yeah, my season is from March to October, but this year I will extend it till December, because in the last 5 competition in August and September, I make 5 pretty bad. Okay, in the top 10, okay, it was 8th place, 9th place, 12th place. It was not good for me. Of these results depends my employment in the army. So now I'm extending flying, and now I think I'm the right way. I was in the 2nd place and then 2 winning in the row, and now I will try to make another good results next week in Kosovo. So because of that I extended my flying. It is so necessary for my job, and yeah, we have so high so high limits. Yes, it is so high limits. So you need to be a European champion or on the first 3 of places in World Championship, individual, or you make a world record if you want to extend it, your contract for 1 year. So it is in our sport. This is because of we are an Olympic sports, and this limit is so high in our sports. That's it.
Costs on your journey if you have a competition, for example, in Asia.
Yeah.
You get it from the army. You get it from the
No.
You have to
No.
pay by
Yeah,
yourself.
no. It's only in the army. I'm employing and I get a salary, and that's it. Yes, I can use it. I can training like physically and physically. I can use it the HAL, no problem, but they cannot help me with the money in the other way. It is just a salary, but it is super for our sport. That it is possible that the 10% of an Olympic sportsman can be employed in the army. Yeah, it's really nice for us. And it is always good for the other pilots, no pilots, athletes, because your contract is only for 1 year, not more. 1 year, and then if you make a results, another year. And this is opportunity for the other athletes to get you out and coming in this. So every year, going 10 athletes out and 10 athletes in the sport unit.
So a lot of competition to stay inside.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. 5 years ago, it was world ranking. It was depends if you're the top on the world. It was merilo. Je bilo merilo, a? Kontrakt? Da je bilo merilo, da si uspel, recimo. Logic. Cut? Yeah, okay. It was a limit too. If you're in the first place, it was enough. Now it's not enough anymore. Yes. Now it's so difficult. Yeah.
Why do you fly accuracy and not acro or cross country? What is why?
Yeah, it is a good question. Maybe because I spent less time. When I train accuracy, I make probably 5 flights per day. It means 2 hours or 3 hours, and then I training physically 2 to 3 hours. You know, because I'm now an old man. To the other pilot, if you look to the other pilots, yes. So I need to training. You know, if I want to be so quick as they are, I must training 2 to 3 hours per day. It's so important for me. And now I was feeling that the accuracy is one discipline because it's happening only in the one place, and it is good for suspectors. They can see you. Because of that, I support this discipline. I started with the cross country. I enjoy it because if you start to teach paragliding and then you say, okay, I will just compete in the accuracy, you will not be successful, definitely no. If you don't know how to fly cross country, you cannot be successful in accuracy, no way. So every time when I'm going from the training, sometimes when I saw that it will be 1 week good weather condition, I never land on the target. I going and I'm flying every day 3 to 4 hours, and I use it EMA or EMB glider because now it is a really good glider. In my country, it is possible with my glider, with the Raccoon, it's possible to make 100 kilometers, no problem. And it is so important for accuracy that you are that you spend a lot of time in the air. Yes, and driving your glider. Yes, this is so important.
Do you think a top cross-country pilot can keep up with the niveau of the accuracy pilots in accuracy?
Okay, it's a question which one you like it, your dad or your mama? It's not a good question. Yeah, I think maybe it's harder for me, but this is my opinion. It's harder to make 5 zeros in the row than if you're flying 300 kilometers, because we have some nice place in our country, Sorica. It's this record you can make. You can not make a competition to beat this record. You just go on the hill and try it. If you could fly this 300 kilometers, and yeah. I was, when I'm preparing 25 years ago, I know I was so young then, and I was preparing for this record in Slovenia. It was incredible. It was totally impossible flying. I was almost crossing Slovenia, is so small country. I was crossing the whole Slovenia, 120 kilometers. But I preparing for this flight only 1 month, because I follow the weather condition, and I see when it will be the best weather condition, and I choose only 2 days. I have 2 days to beat this record, to get this record, and it was possible. Yeah, it was not so hard, but I fly 7 hours. You know, it was a long time. Yes, it was not the gliders like now producing for the cross country. Yeah. That's me. Yeah. One good training is still when I'm flying and I have from my hill all the time. Okay, don't try to do this. I touch the trees, you know, when I'm flying. So I make 10 accuracy landing before landing on the target, and I never miss. So if you put me the ball on the top of the trees, I could easily touch these balls to the landing place. It's no problem. And the other training, we have some really nice places in Slovenia when I could make it top landing, like here in the Wasserkuppe, and I'm flying perhaps 2 to 3 hours and make 20 top landings. And then I don't have a target on this landing because there is a really strong wind, but you can improve your skills, how you feel the pressure in the glider. The pressure in the glider, you don't feel just with the brake handle, you feel it with the harness too. And it is really nice training. And then when you make, I don't know, 3 hours this training, one day break, so rest, and then going on the field and trying what do you learn, and then you see that you're learning a lot. It's, yeah, maybe for someone seems to be a little bit strange, but now it's accuracy, and now it's accuracy on that level that you must train in this way if you want to be successful in the world. Because if I look at the top 10 pilots in the world, they're training really a lot, and their skills are incredible. I remember every World Championship and European Championships when I'm coming 2 days before or 3 days before the competition and going on the training. You could be really in a big stress when you see all these pilots who never miss the target, never, and they make incredible results on a training day. And but the competition is something special, you know. In the competition, you must be whole competitor mentally, physically, and your technique must be perfect, and then you can make good results. Yeah. Yeah. So Andrea said before that yes, it is not normal for a human. That now I make some statistic when now we try to make a new glider, and I make some statistics now in the last 70 flights, you know, and in 70 flights I never missed more than 6 centimeters, never. But it is flights in the competition and the training, because every time I make a statistic. If you want to be so good, you must do it, you know. You must make analysis like ski runners, you know. They're coming on the start, and they have 10 skis, and he say, okay, now I will use this one, and try it, and then put it another 10 skis and say, this one I will use it, and yes, and then you can win in Kitzbühel.
And do you have situations when you panic because of high pressure?
When
you panic because of high pressure. When you
Panic?
have high pressure in a competition, the last flights.
No, yeah, just a thing. I'm the pilots who like to compete on the final round and in the reversible order, because I make a lot of sports before, and I love this pressure, and it was the same now. You're joining me in Alanya. You see, I was on the 6th place before the last round, and I cannot wait to do this last round, because I know that yes, I have a pressure, but in this pressure I have full of concentration. I know everything, and I know what is my duty and my job, and I enjoy in this, you know. If I don't enjoy in this pressure, I will not compete, definitely. Yes, I like this pressure, but this is healthy pressure, you know. This is not that you are under this kind of the stress that you are totally out of your mind, you know. No, it's enjoyable, definitely.
So the other pilots, they are your enemies, your friends, or your
No. They are my friends, all of them. Because if there are no other pilots, oh, this is the best question now. If there are no good pilots as me, that makes no sense, you know, and this is no good sport. If I win with the difference, I don't know, we made 8 rounds, and I have, I don't know, 10 centimeters, and the second place have 25 centimeters. it's not a sport. We need the 10 pilots in 3 centimeter after 8 rounds. This is then the serious sport. And there is no luck. Say, okay, you have luck, you win for 1 centimeter. There was no luck. I was in the World Championships 3 years ago in Serbia, and I was on the 3rd place with the same results as other competitors from Indonesia. But we have some nice rules, Now, the first we can look the best results. So this is 0. If we are equal, then we look 1 centimeter, then 2. You understand? Okay. So in each round you know your position. There is no competitor who share the places. Yes, you're all the time in front of someone. So it's so important that all competitors are so good, and this is good for our sport. And if we go to the training, I'm not training alone. You say, okay, I will not training because you are recording me and then you will learn from me. No way, because you can easily recording me. But I have some secrets. Now this year I have a new experience. I teach for 20 days Saudi Arabia team, and I think I make a really good job, because the young guy from Saudi Arabia then in the European Cup beat me. He was in the 3rd place and I was 12th in the 12th place, and there is only some small secrets in the end. You cannot recording. Maybe these secrets will be in my head for another 2, 3, or 5 years, and then I will share it. Because it's important for our sport too. But now it's maybe too fast, because in the last competition in Girocastra, after 7 rounds, I have only 1 centimeter advantage from the other pilots. So it's so necessary to use these little secrets to make another 0 or 1 centimeters. And if I have, then in this position, if I have a luck and he make 2 centimeters, I will be in front of them. Yeah, and this happened. Okay, he made a big mistake. He makes 6 centimeters. It means, yeah, so big. It's not, but yeah. And yes, for the next year, I will try to invite the best pilots on the competition, not in the World Cup, but in the Albania country, because it is for many countries around Albania, it's so cheap to travel to this country. And there is some guy, Alket Islami, who made a really, really good competition. So yes, we can make a really, really good competition in a high level, So they will invite the best 10 pilots in the world every time, and there will be 80 pilots with the best 10. And this is the best promotion for us. If I compete alone with 20 pilots, it makes no sense. It's not good. It's not good, and I'm not enjoying this. Yeah.
Do most of the top pilots use similar wings, or does anyone else?
Yeah. Because of different techniques, we use different gliders. But sometimes appears some gliders which use it a lot of pilots. 5 years ago there was, I don't know, if there was 100 pilots, 30 pilots use the same glider, But the other one don't want to use this glider. So it depends of the pilots too. Yeah.
Depending also on sponsoring of the producer of the gliders.
Yeah. It's depending of the sponsoring, but if you're sponsored by the firma, company, which is not producing a good glider, it's not good promotion, So it's better to use glider which with one you can get a good result. It's much better. Yeah. What do you think, Andreas? Huh?
I think it's time to guess. Maybe
Yeah,
we have more questions.
I'm so thankful that I could fly last 2 years with the Papillon gliders, and I'm really enjoying. I use it 3 different model, and it is incredible. Yes, I learned a lot, really a lot, because when I started to fly with the gradient, I was thinking, okay, it is the top now. I make if you in the average. If I collect my results in the competition, the average result was 2 centimeters. And I was thinking, okay, maybe 1.5 will be for the next 3, 4, or 5 years, enough to be the best in the world. But now, in the last competition, I make 1 centimeters per round. So it means that this thing seems to be impossible a few years ago, but now it's possible. And the other pilots will follow me and try to do the same results. So I'm enjoying in this, and I want to support this kind of the competition and support the pilots too, to use different gliders and to make a good promotion.
Maybe it's time to say thank you, Matjaž, for visiting us for this event. And yeah, it's a great honor for us that you are here, and we are proud to fly with you in one team, and we look forward to the next year. And I try to find my summary words in German. Maybe it's easier for me. Next year we want to fly the World Cup. We have 5 competitions next year in the World Cup, and 4 competitions are in Asia, and only 1 competition is in Germany, is in Europe. And it's a final race in Germany at the end of September. And the first 4 competitions are in Thailand, in Bali, Indonesia, in Kazakhstan, in Turkey, and the last one is here, the final race. So maybe you enjoy to visit the final race, and maybe we see us on the 30th of September next year. And yeah, we see us many times next year.
Yes.
Yes. And
Thank you very much for your invitation. It was my pleasure, because I really enjoy our sport. It's really a beautiful sport. I'm flying 32 years. I'm in the air, and I have no accident till now. But you know, sometimes I push the limit so high. It means that I try to land where it's not possible to land, to try to touch the things in the air which is not possible. And it is so hard. Maybe when I describe that when I make it top landing, there is a really strong wind, you know, and I'm flying 3 hours, and I'm so tired after 3 hours. So maybe sometimes we didn't know where is our limit, and we must recognize when we are so tired, when it's enough to land and go home and stop it. But if you want to be so good, you must push it to the limit. But it's so important that you know where is the limit. Sometimes it is really, really strong, tough, but yeah, I hope that you will fly safe, and to see someone on the accuracy competition. It's a so nice competition when you start to compete, because what is so interesting, I forget. Okay, I can speak about our sports whole day because I love it. The pressure when you see the other competitors, you know, it is incredible. Someone say it is impossible in accuracy that it is so much pressure in you. Yes, the pressure becomes because you have only one chance. You know, if you make a mistake, you make a mistake. You cannot turn for 1 meter and try again, and 2 meters back and try again. No, and because of that, the pressure is so high. Yeah, I'm measuring this. I speak with this with Andreas last year, if you remember. I'm measuring my RPM, so heart rate, and it was about, when I was on the takeoff, it was when I'm sleeping, it's about 42, 45. You know, then it's about 90 when I'm preparing. Then when I'm starting, 110. Then in flying, 70. I'm relaxed totally. And then in final approach, more than 150, 160. But now I'm 60. I'm 48 years old, and now my high heart rate is 176. So it is incredible, and I'm sitting. Yeah. This means how much energy your brains spend. Understand? It's incredible. So because of that, it's so important that you are in a good shape, that you can make and that make these good results. Yes. Thank you.
Matjaž, thank you. So, zwei Dinge noch von mir. Markéta Tomášková ist im Moment auf der Weltrangliste an zweiter Stelle. Und wenn man ihr zuschaut, sie fliegt auch wunderschön. Markéta Tomášková, he has a very good style. Und sie fliegt einen Queranflug, sie fliegt quer zum Punkt. Und dann hat sie die richtige Höhe. It's the right moment. You turn in her final approach. Every time it's a correct altitude. It depends from the wind speed and the landing field. Und dann, sie landet immer auf dem Punkt. Unglaublich toll. Und sie ist bei den Männern, also in der All-Over-Weltrangliste an zweiter Stelle. Und ich habe sie erlebt 2013, da war sie noch am Üben. Und sie ist nicht immer auf dem Landefeld gelandet. Und sie hat unglaublich viel trainiert. Und jetzt, sie landet immer auf dem Punkt. Und sie gewinnt fast immer die Damenwertung, logischerweise. Und sie ist bei den Männern so weit vorne. Wir haben uns darüber unterhalten in der Türkei. Wir unterhalten uns dann auch, das ist wie immer, also tagelang. Und wir glauben zu wissen, aber das ist nicht nur unsere Meinung, das ist also die Meinung von den erfolgreichen Wettbewerbspiloten, die können alle aus der Strecke fliegen. We think that it's much easier for us to win a cross-country championship that otherwise. A champion from a cross-country competition will win Accuracy Cup. So this is much more difficult. We are sure about this. And this year, the best cross-country distance in Germany from Wasserkuppe is 300 kilometers this year. And next year, we want to fly with a little group. We try to fly more than 300 kilometers. So we want to beat these 300 kilometers, and maybe it is possible to fly from here 400 kilometers in one day, in 10 hours. And we have every year 1 or 2 days, you can fly 400 kilometers. If you start from the Wasserkuppe with northerly winds, and you will fly more than 400 kilometers, you will land in the Alps. This is possible, and next year we want to try this. Maybe, it's possible in 2023 or maybe in 2024, but I'm sure the next 2 or 3 years we will fly to the Alps from here, maybe. Okay. Ja, das war's, genau. Matjaž, we have to say thank you. Wir machen jetzt eine kleine Pause und trinken nochmal einen Kaffee oder einen Glühwein und dann machen wir noch eine kleine Tombola hier mit tollen Preisen und ich glaube, man hat schon fast 100% Gewinnchance heute. Ja, und da freue ich mich, wenn wir uns gleich wieder treffen. Ich denke, wir fangen um 18 Uhr an, wie wir das aufgeschrieben haben und dann gehen wir auch zum Essen ins Peterchens Rundfahrt. Danke, dass ihr da wart und ja, kleine Pause. Thank you for visiting us and thank you for flying Papillon.